Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
This is your host, Alicia Debrell from Insight Media. Today's guest is Debby Canarini. She is a business coach who empowers entrepreneurs and small business owners to double or triple their income so they can live life on their own terms, to have more flexibility and freedom. She does this by finding out what is holding them back or stopping them from achieving what they most desire. This helps them realize that they have choices in every aspect of their life. So, without further ado, I really want to welcome Debby Canarini to the show. Hi, Debby. Welcome to the show.
Well, hello, Alicia. Thank you for having me.
This will be great. So I want to go right into it. Can you tell me just a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
I'm a business coach from Indiana, and I've helped countless people transform their professional business lives to get them comfortably living the life that they desire. I'm married. I have 4 grown children, and I've built a career around my biggest interest, which is business, psychology, and energy medicine. I've been coaching for 16 years, and I'm living the life that I most desire. Built a house in Indiana and spend winters down in Florida, get away from the snow and the cold. And so I've developed a career that lets me live my life on my own terms and gives me the flexibility and freedom that I so desire.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about who do you help and how do you help them?
I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners that do have a desire to double or triple their income and get off that crazy hamster wheel to really start living life. They're looking for freedom and not to be stuck at work all the time. They want to have some better balance in their life. I found that a lot of entrepreneurs or even small business owners, what they've done is they've created a job for themselves. And that job keeps them stuck. And they've really created their own day-to-day rat race. They don't have the flexibility. They don't have the freedom. They're just existing rather than living. So we work together to ban all excuses and to teach them how to stop procrastinating, how to stop chasing those shiny objects, overcoming the fear of getting out of their comfort zone. And then we work together to get to the root issues so that we can solve them and that they can move on and they can start really building a career that enhances their life and they have the flexibility and the freedom and the lifestyle they want to live.
So what made you want to become a coach?
I hate people. I hate to see them struggle. I like to empower people to live their best life now. I'm living my best life now, and I know that people, if they knew how, they would live happier and healthier, and they would be enjoying their life more. I have this gift that I can get people to open up, to speak freely, and to actually show their authentic self. And so then the walls come down. And that's a really big gift, and that's really helped a lot of people. I've had mentors and great coaches that have guided me through my career, and they're the ones that taught me the skills of getting to the root issue, stop putting Band-Aids on things, and find out really where the issue is, and then how to help on and just to move on. So I saw early on in my career that there's really a benefit of sharing knowledge. I feel that when you have knowledge and you can help somebody else, you need to share it. I love learning new techniques and skills that I can use with my clients to make their lives easier and just to give them the life that they desire. It's really a great feeling to walk a client down a path until they get it. And now it just frees them to enjoy their life and to live the way they desire.
Why would somebody need to hire a personal or business coach?
Well, because not everybody knows how to make themselves happy. And so sometimes it's just that you get to that frustration and you're like, this isn't working. I'm not happy. I live paycheck to paycheck. I hate my job. God, please, I don't want to go back there. It's whatever is their pain point. when they get to the situation, they often don't know how they got there, let alone how to get out. Because it can be difficult to really know what's going on in the inside and how their emotions are the ones that are affecting their situation. A coach can help them get to the root of how they got there and then enlighten them so that they can learn some new skills, some new techniques, that they can break out of this and move on. They can simply just let the crap go because that's where the real life is going to come. By letting that go and stopping, the struggle, really getting to where you want to go. And so I've had some, really good coaches in my life that has helped me. I was living a phenomenal life, I thought, until I met this wonderful coach. And he showed me to even, break down some beliefs and to change some of the way that I thought that I could live an extraordinary life. And so that's why it's winter up in the Midwest. And now I am camped out in sunny, warm Florida and enjoying the sunshine and living my life to the fullest.
Well, it sounds like you had the aha moment.
I did. And it's wonderful. And sometimes actually when I'm working with clients, I have aha moments too that it kind of puts you in check. Are you doing what you're saying to somebody else?
That actually brings me right to my next question, which is, why do you think hiring a coach works? You've been through it yourself. You coach other people. Why do you think it works?
Because a coach keeps you accountable, motivated, and focused on your ideal life. It's all about you. You get their undivided time. They have to, that's their job, to keep you on track and make sure that you're hitting the points that you need to hit. And it's hard to stay focused. Sometimes you don't know what to do. So then you start procrastinating. You busy yourself with stuff that isn't important, shuffling papers from one side of the desk to the other. It doesn't make any money. And so there you go, wasting another day. So when you hire the coach, you have a confidence. You have someone that, again, gives you that undivided attention and helps you find solutions for the issues that you have. Your coach will help you figure out what is the priority. That's what a lot of people don't realize, where the priorities are. They just get lost in the day-to-day shuffle. And you'll learn new skills so that you can be more confident, be more prepared for whatever comes your way. And let's face it, as an entrepreneur, a business owner, you really don't know what's going to happen in a day. Every day is kind of different, and you don't know what's going to be tossed at you. A coach can help you move out of your comfort zone with ease, so it's not scary. They kind of hold your hand, kind of walk you through, help you get over, the small hurdles, and then start raising those hurdles so that you can be really confident, and that will change your business and your personal life dramatically. My clients, if they were here, they would say, well, it's about making the more money. Well, it is. You will make more money because now you have more focus, more confidence, more motivation. But not everybody needs to make more money, which sounds odd, I know. But some people are making all the money that they need, but they don't have the flexibility and the freedom. And so a coach can help you determine which side of that coin you're on and how or where you desire to go and can help you get there.
So what do you think that sets you aside from other coaches in your industry?
I'm pretty bold. I don't screw around. We get to the root issues right away and start working on them. Clients like that I use easy language. No coaching terms, no psychology terms, just everyday common sense language. And we work together diligently on what I call the big three. The first one is emotional congruency. You really need to know what emotions you're feeling at the time that you're feeling them so that you know what you're feeling. And you can figure out, with the help of the coach, if these emotions are good for you or if they're holding you back from what you most desire. Also, when you're working with a coach, you'll be building your emotional muscle. So every little thing that happens into your life is not a big thing that stops life from moving. It becomes, yeah, that happened. Okay, who cares? We just keep moving on. We don't get emotionally caught up into it that it stops us from living life. The next thing that we work on is financial security. What does it really mean? How do you think about money? Do you feel that it's hard to get? Do you feel you got to work really, really hard to get it? Do you feel that money doesn't grow on trees? Because your money thoughts will really affect how you make money. Those negative thought patterns that are going through your brain will stop you from playing full out and actually get what you most desire. So we work with a lot of money issues and to see how we can tweak those and to get you that you realize that money is just an energy. It likes a purpose. So we can turn that around and you can get money flowing faster and easier to you. The third thing that we work on is time and the freedom to enjoy life. I'll ask clients that all the time. You say you want freedom and you want time. What does it mean to you? What does it look like? And most people don't know. I think that we get caught up in buzzwords or what other people around us are saying, and we really don't take the time to figure that out. So that's a really important piece of your success. You have to know that if you start making the money that you so desire, then how are you going to spend it that enhances your life? What are you going to do with your free time when we have systems in place that you're now working less and getting more out of your business? That can really, really stop you. And so you really need to figure out how you're going to spend your free time. What makes you happy? What gets you excited so that you can honestly look at yourself and say, I have arrived. I've made it. Working with clients all these years, I have found that these are the three biggest issues that stop people from achieving their goals. This is also the biggest cause of why people go from anxiety to depression. Working with my clients, they know that I'm looking out for their best interest. I'm always several steps ahead of them, and I'm always looking at the bigger picture of where they want to be. So I help them stay focused on their goals, to start living their extraordinary life now and make sure that they're loving it and having a lot of fun.
What should somebody expect when they hire you as a coach? I mean, what should their expectations be?
They're going to have fun because I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I find that life is not really supposed to be that serious. No matter what stage of your business or personal life is, there's always something to laugh about. So we're going to laugh like every session. And so we're going to have self-discovery because until you discover yourself and who you are, you really don't know where you're going or what is happening. And we're going to have to work. But they're going to learn what life feels when you get out of your comfort zone. They're going to get really clear on what they desire and the lifestyle that they want to live. And most important, they're going to realize that they have choices. Life doesn't happen to you. It's your thoughts or what you're dwelling on that are getting you right where you are right now. When they learn that, that can be extremely freeing. And they're going to learn some new skills and techniques. They're going to make their life easier and put systems in place that makes things happen faster for them. Because when you're living that stagnant life and just existing, most people are pretty miserable. So we work together. They're going to see a picture of a new life, a life that has lots of laughter in it and is a lot of fun. And there's more possibilities, there's more opportunity, and there's more freedom to live the life that they want and on their terms.
So how is coaching delivered? How does the process look like, and how long do you typically work with your clients?
I work with clients on the phone for 1 hour, 4 times a month. Each session starts out all about you, celebrating your wins, be if they're personal or if they're business. What worked this week in your business? What worked in your personal life? And then we do the review. We look back at the 3 things that you were supposed to be working on, and did you accomplish them? Did you find it easy? Did you find it hard? What did you learn? We talk about what that all stirred up. And then we start working on whatever issue presents itself. Maybe they didn't do the goals that they had set, that they were going to do those 3 action items. Maybe they found it difficult. And this is what kills me. Sometimes people don't take advantage of all the resources, because I'm one of the, few coaches that if an issue comes up between sessions, it's not a problem. I expect them to get a hold of me, because that's why you hired a coach, to have no more downtime. This way, we'll work on the situation and come to amends so that that issue no longer bothers them and will stop showing up in their life. Because if they let it go, we wasted a whole week. And some people out there listening might say, well, it's a week. But if we're wasting a week on this issue, how many weeks are we wasting on other issues? And this is not serving you. And then, the frustration, the procrastination sets in, and we're not getting anywhere. That's not what coaching's about. Coaching's about kind of having a friend that helps guide you and keeps you focused and keeps you going. I have found that working with clients for a year is the optimal amount of time so that they can get real change and get lasting results, that they can build on those skills and techniques that they learned to put them in all aspects of their life.
So what do you think is a common myth or misconception about changing your life, both personally and in business?
Many people seem to think that they don't have to change. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. They don't want to try new things, and they don't have a desire to do the necessary work. That's not going to get them where they desire. Some people think they only need a few pointers or some stress relief to make things better. That's still not going to get you to your long-term goal, because the mindset that brought you here is not the mindset that can take you away from here. And if you really knew how to get out of the situation, you would have never been in this situation to begin with. You're going to have to do some work, but you're not going to do it alone. You're going to have someone that helps you and guides you and steers you to where you want to go. But you're going to have to do some work.
That makes sense. I don't think it would. I would assume it doesn't come easy. Many things don't.
I'm not going to say that it doesn't come easy, but it isn't that difficult either when you have someone that's kind of like laying out a map for you.
Well, that makes sense. And I guess having somebody there who's, holding you accountable and kind of helping you through each situation, each goal is definitely helpful. How do I know if I'm making progress from business coaching or personal coaching? How do I know that it's working?
Well, you'll start to feel better and you'll be happier. But in the beginning sessions, you may not realize, but that is the coach's responsibility. Before I get on a call with a client, I've already looked back at the last 3 weeks, maybe even 4, to make sure that we're constantly making progress, to make sure that we're getting all of those goals down. I use a lot of mirror work, mantras, meditation, different modalities that really work. And so some of those may carry on from week to week. So I'm always checking in with them to make sure that we're still doing that and that we're making the progress that we need to make.
So if you had one piece of advice for somebody looking to either make a life or business change, what would that be?
I would just get, really honest with yourself. Is what you're doing right now, is that getting you to where you want to be? Here's a stopping moment. Here are some questions that is going to really help you. Think about this. Where do you want your life or business or both to be in the next 6 months? Most people don't think like that. They say, oh, my life sucks. Okay, great. But they just do the same thing and the same thing, expecting different results. That's not going to get you there. So you really need to figure out what you most desire. Here's another question for you. What would that do for you? So if you really thought about what your business and life and both should look like in the next 6 months, and if you had it that way, what would that do for you? What would be the best part about that? Why is that the best part? Why do you need that? And so if you go back and it's like, this is not getting me where I want to go, but I don't know what to do, so then the answer would be no, you don't know where to go from here, then it's just time to get a mentor, hire a coach, get the techniques and skills that you need to move on. Life is made to live fun and exciting and enjoy life and live it to its fullest. You deserve to live a fulfilling and happy life. And it needs to start today.
Agreed, definitely. So what do you think the top 3 things that stop most people from achieving their goals, whether it be personal or financial?
Well, I think that these will work really well for personal and financial and business, all 3. The first thing is accountability. People don't really know how to hold themselves accountable on the day-to-day to get the task at hand done. And it's hard to hold yourself accountable. You get distracted, the phone rings, a friend calls, there's a great sale at Macy's, oh my God, we got to get there. And so you lose the focus. You start chasing squirrels, shiny objects, anything that avoids work that needs to be done. I teach my clients to turn that around and start really valuing your time, treating it like it's the precious commodity that it is. So if it's really precious to you, you're not going to squander it. You're going to, live happy. You're going to appreciate the time that you put forth to get it done, and then reward yourself for staying focused and getting that job done. The next thing is the confidence. Most people really don't know how to build their own confidence. And confidence actually starts way back when you're a mere little child, and what you've been introduced to and how you were raised, that can help with your confidence or that can bring it down. Working with a coach, they'll help you to build that confidence and to get the negative thoughts that are running out of your head and just get the crap out of there. To stop those self-sabotaging thoughts that, I can't be happy, I can't make a lot of money, what will other people think, I'll never be, successful in business because nobody in my family has a business. And none of that works. Get all that out of your head. You can have the life you desire by building your confidence, getting motivated, getting accountable, and doing some mirror work and mantras. They work phenomenal at building confidence. With mirror work, there's a lot of science behind it showing that its effectiveness. My clients love it. We give them mantras. We give them the techniques, how to do it, how to breathe, all that good stuff. And it's like anything else. It's like a muscle. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. The third thing is that motivation. Let's face it, it's hard to keep going when everything's going wrong. You are working and you're trying to get where you want to go, but you really don't know how to change because you don't know what you don't know. And so it's hard to stay motivated. One of the things you can do to kind of turn that around is if you really, really invest the time in yourself and get that crystal clear vision, then you can close your eyes and really visualize yourself seeing you reaching that goal and really get excited about what that goal means and all the great things that's going to come into your life. And then reward yourself. Work for an hour and then do something fun. Time blocking works because you're setting in your mind that we are going to work for this amount of time, and then, the alarm goes off, ding, we're done, and now we can have some freedom and we can go do something else, either that we enjoy more or we can just do something fun. Those three things are the biggest things. The accountability, the confidence, and the motivation is what stops people from achieving the goals and the desired lifestyle that they so want.
And what is something that a person can implement today to start achieving some of those changes that they desire?
How about we sit down and we figure out what we really, really, truly desire? And this is going to take some time. This isn't something that we sit down and do for a minute or 5 minutes. This, could take an hour. It may take longer if you've never given yourself that opportunity to figure out what you truly desire and how you're going to enhance your life. You need to get really specific. So here are some questions that you can use to do that. Why do you want this? So you've got the vision of what you want your life to be or what you want your business to be or what you want both of them to be, but why do you want this? What is this going to do for the quality of your life? Why do you want this? What would be the best part about this? And here's the question. This is another good one. When do you want this? Because sometimes people come to me and they're, I'm going to need a coach. I want this, da-da-da-da. And then I said, okay, well, then let's get started. And they're like, well, I really didn't want to, start now. I think that I'm going to start in 6 months. Okay. But you got to know that up front. What is it going to do for your life? Why do you want this? What would be the best thing about this? Why would this make your life better? When are you going to commit to this? Because life loses its joy and fun when we stop living. When we're just existing from day to day, we're not happy. But when we know that we're going into the direction that is going to build us the life of our dreams, that is going to give us the flexibility and the freedom and the money that we need to have all that life, then we get excited about it. And that's when life gets really good. So now is the time to start designing the life and the business that you want. And remember, you're going to get crystal clear on every single little detail. Because the better that you get at the details, the easier the journey will be.
So it's really about just asking the right questions and being able to answer them honestly.
It is about asking the right questions, and sometimes people don't know what those questions are, but a lot of times it's about your key word in that sentence that you gave was the honesty. You have to admit to yourself that either you're not happy, you're not making the money that you so desire, are making the money, but you don't have any flexibility and freedom. You can't even go and get a cup of coffee without someone, yelling and needing you. You got to be really, really honest when you do this. And when you start writing the answers to these questions, see what's coming up. And usually those questions will lead to some other questions. Again, it's your authentic self, that one that you hide from everybody. Let that side out and let it speak to you and let it know who it really wants to be.
If somebody wanted to get a hold of you for your services, how would they go about doing that?
They can go to my website. It's DebbyCanarini.com. It's DebbyCanarini.com. If you like what you heard today, if it made you think about your life, your business, and, what you're doing, then coaching is probably from you. And if you would like to stop existing and start living your best life, then don't hesitate. Sign up now for a free session. The session is totally free. And if you're serious about making this your best year, and that can be, again, in your business life or your financial life, it is time to make better choices in your life. And it's time to put you first. It's not being selfish. It's about living your best life now. And when you're living your best life now, all the people around you benefit because you're happy. And you can teach them what you learned. So if you're ready to invest in yourself and to commit to making your life better, then by all means, sign up for a free session. In this session, it's a real coaching. We're going to start working right together to get you that crystal clear vision for your business and the lifestyle that you want to live. So if that sounds appealing to you, I look forward to meeting you and helping you to design your perfect life so that you're living the life of your dreams. No more procrastination, no more settling, just living happy and a fulfilled life.
Well, Debbie, I really, really appreciate your time today. This was a great interview. I love the fact that you're, no BS and take action type of coach. That's really cool. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I've had some great coaches, like I said, in my life, and that's what I learned. People, they want to let go of that crap. They may not know how to, but they know that if they get the right person, it can lead them to a better life. I live this life that I'm talking about every day, and I know how it's enhanced my life and the quality of life that I have now that I did not have before. And so, I just want to share it with everybody.
I like the fact that you're educating from experience, and I appreciate your time today.
Again, thank you for giving me this awesome opportunity.
All right, guys, this is your host, Alicia DeBrell from Insight Media. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.